Hi.
Good morning, how are you?
How come the police came to my door again yesterday?
I have no idea.
All right. 144. What's your name?
Officer Babcock.
Babcock.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
like Christy Babcock
Yes, no
and
relation.
Babcock Cars.
Yes,
Well,
no relation. But yeah,
maybe
same
it
last
is.
name.
Machile Edward Lee.
Oh,
I don't think we've spoken recently.
we have not.
All right, that's good.
No, I have no idea, honestly. I was off. Sorry, I'll lower this so I can hear
I
you.
have asked 40 police officers to help me with my missing children, and they smile at me every time. They smile and they go, "I don't know where they are," like that to me.
Well, I'm not going to
There
smile.
was a video, right? Thank you, and I appreciate that, Mr. Babcock. Machile Edward Lee. I remember your name from back in my school days too, because I went to school with somebody named Babcock.
How old are you?
According to the clock or in reality?
Whichever one you
The
prefer.
clock says I'm 52. Do I look 52?
So what?
It was 72. Born in 72.
70.
It would have said It would have said I graduated high school. I know you showed me your wedding ring. It would have.
No.
Yeah, all the cops always show their fraternal black wedding rings.
Maybe went to school with my uncle. Did you go to Newburgh schools?
What's his name?
Keith.
Keith Babcock. I remember the name.
Did you go to Newburgh?
Yeah, I went to 6 schools in Newburgh.
Did you go to New Windsor school? Or no?
I went to Union Avenue preschool, if that's what you're asking.
No. There's New Windsor school down there on 94. That's what I know. My uncle went there. And
What was that siren?
I didn't hear one.
Yeah, he went, It was like a police siren or something. That's weird.
Which car?
That white SUV down there, maybe the one up front, or I don't know. I didn't get a good look. It was a white SUV.
I have no idea. If it's definitely not that first one that just made the right, it could be the one going down. But
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. Anyhow, there's video of one of my missing children at this store when it was still called the Speedway a minute ago.
The one across from the mobile.
Correct. And there was video, and I've asked
Hold on.
40 officers.
Go ahead, Mike. Sorry, I didn't know if there
I've asked 40 officers to help me with my missing children, and I always get the most smug responses, and they always send retaliatory police to my house.
To be honest, I've heard. How do I word this? I have been there when you've asked other officers, and I've heard from them what's happened, but I've never spoken to you specifically.
They tell you I'm crazy, schizophrenic, delusional, paranoid, psychotic.
Well,
I'm not any of those things.
Well, again, I don't think any police officer would give you that medical diagnosis for a police officer. I'm not a psychologist or.
Well, this police department has arrested me for belligerence, wandering the streets, and being an increasingly intrusive person.
I mean, to be honest, I don't remember you ever coming back to the station for anything. I've been here for 8 years. I've never had you in the back or been working when that happened. So it must be.
Oh, I've been cuffed and taken away several times. And your Officer Santana, do you know Officer Santana? I have a video of him, and I went back and I filmed. I said, I just didn't get this in the film. I needed to show the public. This is community center. That's what the sign says, community center. He said he was going to arrest me for obstruction of governmental administration for trespassing on police property. Yep, and I have it on video because they were bringing AR-15s into the police station. I didn't know what they were called. I asked him, what is that, an AK-47, an M16? He said they're AR-15s. I said, what are they doing in the police station? Because civilians were taking them from them, and they were bringing them in and turning them in. Same thing happened in Kingston.
Well, I mean, again, that's specific. I have no idea, but so civilians are able to have those at your house.
Yeah.
Certain capacities, certain aspects of the gun have to be altered, but if someone gets arrested or an order of protection or any of that stuff, they might have to turn those into our station.
Right, but M is military. It's militant.
Which one? Where did it say M?
M6 I'm sorry,
AR,
AR, right. Assault rifle, right. Well, here's my point. Here's my point. I have an honorable discharge from the United States Coast Guard. I don't even get veterans benefits. I'm labeled all those things and 20 other diagnoses, and I don't get disability. I get an SSI check, what I worked for and earned. I lost my children, my business, my home. Right now, my home has a pirate flag flying in front of it. But skull and crossbones flying in front of my house. Who does that to somebody?
Like I said, I have no idea. That's out in Montgomery, right? I think we've spoken once before. You're out there in Montgomery or in the area.
So you know about me.
We've had this conversation before. But
we did. When was that?
To be honest,
it's always going what way?
Cordial. I've never had an issue. That's why you don't remember me, because I've always been respectful and had a nice conversation.
Good. Well, except you flashed the wedding ring
I
at
didn't
me,
flash it. I put it out the window.
so I could see it.
Why would that matter?
I don't know. That's what I
I
wonder.
didn't flash it. If I was flashing, I would go, "Hey,
Does
I'm
this
married."
have to do with supposedly my wife, and I'm not with my wife, or I'm an adulterer? I should have an A on my shirt or something.
Again, how would I know any of that about you?
Well, that would be an interesting answer to that one.
Well,
But the point is this:
yeah.
I'm asking you, as the 41st officer in this jurisdiction alone, that's just in this jurisdiction,
Yes, sir.
Please help with my missing children.
So, Mike, I'm trying to think the best way to word this for you, because I understand that this is upsetting and it's like your main thing, and that's what you've come up to.
My main thing.
Let me finish. I've listened. I've been respectful.
They were molested.
Let me talk.
Uh-huh.
To 40 other officers. If you filed a missing persons report, you have to follow up with that jurisdiction that you've done that. If you followed it up,
I've done it in all the jurisdictions.
So whatever officer or detective, whoever has that report, that's who you have to talk to. I can't take on a new missing persons report. I can't follow up 99% of the time.
Well, what are you doing here?
What am I doing? I'm looking for traffic infractions.
Right, you're making an initiative
on a new thing.
Whether and I'm speaking rhetorically, whether an excuse to be sitting here.
I don't need an excuse to be sitting here.
Right, because you're allowed to take the initiative to investigate anything you feel needs investigating.
That's not what that is.
Yes, it is. It's called an executive decision and taking the initiative. Yes, it is.
Correct, but there's also general orders that police officers have. There's a chain of command.
Mm-hmm.
You were in the military.
But I'm giving. No, I wasn't. I was in the Coast Guard.
Okay. Coast Guard is a version of the military.
It's not. It's not supposed to be, but it is militarized.
So you had a boss there, and someone would tell you what to do.
Yeah.
I have bosses that tell me what to do, and today it was they wanted me to sit here for look for traffic infractions. I'm not just sitting.
Who ordered that?
My sergeant.
Well, which one?
Sergeant Ragney.
Ragney.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Did he tell you to look for me at all? Because he's got a you know what for me.
I'm going to be honest, Mike. I'm not looking for anything. If I was looking for you, I want to be honest, I would have found you.
Would you?
Yeah.
And did what?
If I was
intimidate or give me the warning.
I'm saying if the sergeant tells me to go find someone, I'm going to find them. No part of me said I was looking for you specifically.
All right, what I'm giving you in order to investigate my missing children, and I'm giving you a lead and a clue.
Mike, that's not how.
I'm asking you to take my complaint. Who sent the police to my door?
I have no idea.
How could that be done without a written report?
First of all, I'm not looking up a report. If you would like that, you could.
No. I don't. How can the police show up to my house because somebody calls them?
That's how it works.
All right, so I'm calling you in person, face to face. Huh?
You're not calling me.
Face to face.
Okay. You're coming up and you want to report.
And I want to report to you to look at the website of some of my missing children. If you could kindly take a pen and a paper and write it down, I would appreciate it.
You want me to write down what?
The website where there's some videos of some of my missing children that supposedly don't exist.
Okay. What is it, Mike?
All right, thank you.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, sure, certainly. I want to make sure you spell it right and everything.
Yep, I'm here. I'm ready.
All right, now I'm going to warn you.
Yep.
This is a real child molester name. One of the baby mamas came up with it.
Okay.
Sleepover Girl 99. No spaces or caps.
At what?
YouTube. It's not at, it's on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Yeah, it's a channel. Okay. Now, read it back to me.
Sleepover Girl 99 at YouTube.
That's right.
Yep.
Now, the Sleepover Girl 999 channel was recently removed. Those people are involved with the satanic cult, which is the reason my children are missing. However, if you look up Sleepover 999, you come up with a lot of clues about my past and where some of my children might be. There was video of one of my missing daughters here. Now, I'll give you one more thing you can write. The name of the family. This may not be the only name of the family. Dunikowski.
How do you spell that?
Okay, that's interesting because there's different spellings. Dunikowski.
Duni.
Yep. Kowski. Kows. I'm sorry. Kowski.
Okay.
Now, that is the car that one of my daughters was seen in at the Speedway. Was an older SUV, a larger, older SUV.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for writing this.
What year was that? Because you're saying that was the mobile. Now it's the
No, Speedway.
Speedway. Now it's a mobile.
It was earlier this year, right before it became the mobile.
Okay.
Now, it had a large decal on the rear driver's side window.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is very notable. You know the Browning logo?
Like the rifle company?
Yes. You know how the horns are kind of swept like that, like a little cursive? This was far more cursive and far more swept back and forward, like a female had drawn it, like a female buck hunters club.
Mm-hmm.
And it had a fraternal X under it, which had no writing in it at the time.
Okay.
There was a video there. The police would not help me get that video. The store owner told me the video was proprietary property. And of course, I angrily replied to him, and I thank you for listening, my children are not your property.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So anyway, that's some clues. So the police who are saying I have no evidence and no clues, it's incorrect. Now, the last part of the clue in those videos, and you can see it, I'm drugged. In some of those videos, you can clearly see that I'm lethargic and I'm drugged.
And you're in the videos?
Yes, some of them. That's my house at 11 James Street, and in a hotel at a Best Western. Now, the other thing is, if you listen to the one video in the background, you can hear the woman making a very satanic and sarcastic comment. She says, she's telling me a vicarious thing that she said it to somebody else. She said, you know what? You really don't have any kids. That's how it is with kids. As my daughter is dancing and playing in the background for a video camera with a woman who helped to traffic my children.
That's all in the video?
All in the videos. That's huge evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Craniofacial recognition, vocal recognition. Now, I can tell you there was people altering the audio and the video on some of those videos, including the part where my daughter's shirt comes up when we're horsing around. You know, I hung her upside down, we're playing, and I pixelated it on a Windows 10 program. People asked me, what program was that? I said, Windows 10. They unpixelated it and put the video back up. I would have never put that up because there's a lot of weirdos.
Yeah.
So that's what we're dealing with. That's not all my children. That's just some of them. I have photographs. I have other videos, and I've shown other police, and they've literally arrested me for it. Yeah, you're free to look it up. I appreciate you.
No, I got another call coming in.
Oh.
But I'm listening to you.
I appreciate
I'm
if
gonna
you...
have to probably pull out, but I'm gonna let you finish.
Oh, what traffic did you have to look for? Somebody specific?
No. Well, no. So the issue that we have is cars are not allowed to legally make a left out of that quick check. And then there'll be cars come... There we go. Hold on. Give me a second. Like, 21. So the cars will be coming down the hill, which then causes... I got a 911 hang up at the school. So
I couldn't even hear what they said.
Yeah, the hang up, 911 hang up at the school.
Must be a Chinese school.
That's my dispatcher.
What's a hang up?
Someone called 911, probably accidentally, and then they hung up the phone before the dispatcher could be like, "Hey, what's going on?" So, all right, I got the.
Did y'all ever solve that murder of Chelsea Devonin? Did y'all ever solve that?
I don't even know that one, Mike.
Oh, it's on YouTube. It's Robert Doss.
Chief Doss, retired Chief Doss.
Maybe arrested.
No, he's retired. I do have to go though. I got your info. It's all written down. Okay.
Man, that's huge. Thank you. Pound. That's not friendship. That's civility.
I know.
Civility. We're keeping it purely business.
We've always been civil. I've never had an issue.
Well, the Windsor Police has not been civil to me.
I'm one person in a.
If you see misconduct, will you make arrests on other officers?
I will notify my superior, which I'm supposed to do. So.
What if they're not around and the misconduct is gross? You would immediately act on it, correct?
Immediately act, 100%. That's the
rock and roll, bro.
All right, Mike. Best of luck. Okay.
See ya. Go. Bye. The school is that way. The school is that way. Hello. Oh, New Windsor School is that way or that way? Vales Gate, New Windsor. The schools are that way. Hello.